Hi, welcome back to part two of access point mapping in BatNote. What we covered in the previous section was marking access points directly onto survey imagery and also then giving each access point a roost feature. So now what we're going to do in this part is start the survey and start creating bat observations that have been marked as emergence and then link those observations directly to the access points that have been marked up on our images. So if I go to our simulator, so as we did obviously previously before, I've got three images in my case. One which is just given the perspective of the building that I'm surveying, and then I've got close-ups on images 2 and 3 where I've actually marked my access points of interest for this one. And then, like I said, each access point has a given roost feature. So if I start the survey. So now we're in the observation log screen for BatNote, and this is where ecologists can start actually adding their observations as they come and see bats coming into the area. So what existing users might notice is in the top right corner now we have this kind of access point button. So what this allows ecologists to do is essentially they can select an image in question. So if I go, let me select the first image that I uploaded, and let's say actually, you know what, I do want to add some access points to this image, or as they've started the survey, they've actually during that survey they've identified even more potential access points that they've previously missed on the previous screen. You can add them in, so the flexibility is there to add them as you are going, during the survey for that. So if I wanted to add one here, I could say for here, let's say, oh, not that. Let's go back. I can say that's a window door frame, and I can save that. And now we can see I have an access point there. And then if I go back, we can now see that I've got one access point now marked for my primary image, and I've got 2 points for this image, and then 2 points for the third image as well. So yeah, it's flexible to add access points at the start and obviously and during the survey. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add an observation, which is the activity's been recorded as an emergence. Species, I'm just going to say common pipistrelle, and I'll just put that as 45 as the frequency. Count of bats, so I'll just put 1. And now this is the new drop down that we have for our linked access points. So when we tap this drop down, you'll see the image number and then the point number as well. So obviously for my primary image being image 1, I put 1 point there, but then for image 2 and image 3, they have 2 points. So now I can also understand that it might be hard to remember what point is what. In the top right corner, you've got the access point button, which will give you a reminder of these images and where you've marked the access points. So I can say, oh, for image 2, that one's number 2 and that one's number 1. So I'm going to say, yeah, it was for image 2, and I'm going to use point 2. And then when you link the access point, you can go back to the access point, I like to call it viewer, and then you can see the one that's been marked. It will highlight in green, so you're sure that you've given it the right point. So we click done for that one. And in here, I'm just, obviously you put descriptive notes, but for sake of the demo, I'm just going to put bat merge from image to at point 2. And we can submit that. And yeah, that's our first observation added. And again, the observation itself is editable as well, so you can change it. You can change the linked access point alongside the activity and the species. It's we're using a kind of like a draft first approach. That's the one of the core concepts of BatNote is flexibility. As an ecologist, you will, from my understanding, you want to make changes and will need to make changes as you go. So I've tried to keep the draft first approach for BatNote as a kind of a core principle when I'm designing features for the app. So we've got one. Okay, so we've got one observation linked to one access point. I'm going to add another one as well. Actually, this one I'm just going to add as heard not seen, and then I'm going to put a no echolocation. So this just is an observation that doesn't have any linked access points. It was heard, but I didn't see it. And then I'm going to add another one, which is let's go for soprano. I'm not going to bother the frequency. I'll set the activity again to be emergence, and then again for my linked access point, I'm going to link this to a different image. So for here, I'm going to say actually now this is coming from an image 3 for 0.1, which was the Eve gap. So image 3, 0.1, and then I'm going to say a direction. It went from west to east, let's say, and then for the notes again, emerge from Eve gap. And I'll submit that through. Cool, so we've got 3 observations and 2 of them have been linked to an access point and 1 of them hasn't. And then I'm going to end the survey, and then in part 3, you will then see all of the evidence captured and generated for you in the final report. And then we'll see how that looks like and how you can see how it all kind of comes together for part 3.